Good morning and thank you for tuning in. This is Walter Mithkite reporting for GNN, the Gielinor News Network. Many items have been giving the economic analysts of Gielinor plenty of content to cover on their shows this past few weeks. One item has been a particularly curious item for our market analyst Kim Jamer. Today's broadcast will begin with his segment, Goofy Gold. Take it away, Kim.
Why, thank you, Walter. Many of you are just dying to hear what item is causing me this headache. Look no further than the blood essence. Our producer, Weave, put this item's price on my desk when he noticed it last night. He went to buy one since his clan is currently doing rune crafting as their skill of the week, and he's at Zaya crafting blood runes. At a price of 280k and blood runes only fetching a price of just over 200 gold each, he saw that since the blood essence gives the rune crafter only 1,000 extra runes over the course of its lifetime, that this was losing the adventurers that were buying it on the GE 80,000 gold coins per blood essence. As my team and I wrote the script for the teleprompter, the blood essence currently sits at around 270k. So, if this item is losing the people who purchase it 70,000 gold a pop right now, why is it still getting bought? The most obvious answer is that adventurers will buy whatever item a RuneTube video or wiki guide shows them without understanding how it works. But let's be a little more charitable here. Let's assume that there aren't any real adventurers out there buying these blood essences. There are still what many refer to as bots, or the synthetic adventurers that will buy materials off the Grand Exchange so long as they are being programmed to do so. You would think that whoever synthesizes these adventurers would have an incentive to stop buying these, so what does that leave then? Speculators. You see, folks, because the Justice Administration and Governors of Exchange, that is JAGAX, have not implemented shorting assets into the Grand Exchange yet, the only way to make a bet is to sell assets you have if you think they're gonna go down, or to buy items that you think will increase in value. In this case, I have no idea why speculators would be buying the blood essences. There is no combat update on the horizon that would cause blood runes to explode in price to be over 270 gold each. Even if the Arceus spellbook started requiring blood runes to cast some of the spells players often use, I cannot imagine that blood runes would increase that much. I would love to hear from adventurers watching this show why the blood essence is fetching the price it currently does. Do you think any of the three ideas that I put forth are the culprit? Perhaps it's a mixture of all of them. That's all I've got, Walter. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Kim. Personally, I would put my money on adventurers buying it because they are told it's good. If you aren't checking prices and you know an item gives you more runes, I could totally see myself losing money on an item I'm buying for a low intensity training method. Before we move on to our next bit of news, Weave, our producer, has this update on his Fortis Colosseum grind.
Hey everyone. This week, I set a new PB of dying on wave 10. It's crazy to think that I only have to make it through one more wave before I can fight Sol. Much like I mentioned in my Inferno grind, Colosseum.com on the Comorb is amazing. I'm already at a point where if I'm really focusing up like I would be during the real Soul Heritage fight, I can kill him back to back every time I pull the app up. I am ready for the fight, I just need to get there. That said though, it's going to be a costly endeavor as I've run through the grace period that caps your death fees to 125k. Thankfully, I've been able to buy some ornament kits that have reduced my death fees from 500 to 330,000 coins, and I'm teleport out when I know that I'm cooked. I also want to thank Fritos for releasing his Colosseum guide that highlighted the door. It makes those runs to South Pillar much more free with the dens. While reducing my death cost is nice, what was even nicer was getting a couple collection logs last week. It was actually pretty nerve-wracking as I saw the Echo Gym coming if I could finish wave 6, and then, once I finished that wave, I was taunted to continue with a Sunfire Fanatic helm should I complete wave 7. Now, I'm not a gambling addict, but this moment totally showed me why I should stay out of a casino. What's the phrase? A clog in the hand is worth two in the bush? Something like that. Anyways, by this point, I had cleared wave 7, and Mama didn't raise a quitter, so I went for it. I came pretty close as I'm having a really hard time off-ticking these opponents, maybe because I can't one-tick flick until one dies like I could in the Inferno. Whatever the case was, Doom was only a couple hits away from finishing me off by the time I finished that wave. I did it though. With any luck, these will be my last collection log items before I get my quiver. I am enjoying Colosseum more than the Inferno, largely because the first half in the Inferno is such a snooze fest. But I have to say, I am excited to try out some different content. In any case, while I am thankful for Colosseum.com and Fritos, I am most thankful for you, the viewer. You've chosen to spend your time watching this video, and it means a lot. It's because of viewers like you that like and subscribe to this broadcast that we're encouraged to press on each week. Back to you at the desk, Walter.
Thank you, Weave. Good for him. I hate to say it, but I just want these cape grinds to be over. I know he won't let getting the quiver go for at least a couple weeks. When he got his Infernal Cape, he was almost as annoying as those Iron Man players. Moving along, our next segment is a thank you from the Alchemical Society of Aldarin. The leader of that guild of herbologists, Supervisor Lalo, has asked to come on the show so that he could thank the adventurers of Gielinor. Lalo, welcome to the show. What would you like to thank the adventurers of Gielinor for?
Yes, most indeedly, Walter. At the Alchemical Society, we are always looking for new flora and fauna to mix together. With reports of the stalker root being discovered in the Custodia Pass, we teamed up with the Hunters Guild to send out our herbologists in their scouts out to the pass to secure access to the root. Sadly, many of the herbologists were not cut out for that kind of field work and have fallen prey to the custodian stalkers. Since the Hunters Guild typically doesn't deal with dangerous game, it has been up to the adventurers of Gielinor to bring us back the signets of our fallen guildmates. We would like to thank all of those Gielinorians that have risked life and limb to return these signets to us. We are still missing many signets, but we would like to remind adventurers that we have more Aldarium and a goodie bag of herbs available for each signet that's returned to us at our chests. Please, adventurers, I beg you, make your way to the stalkers and slay those vile creatures and return to us signets. That says all, Walter. Thank you for your time.
You bet, Lalo. My condolences to you and your guildmates as you mourn the passing of your guildmates that fell prey to the mutated bunnies. Finally, a viewer tagged us in a reply on the X app on their comm orb. The meme in question has to deal with Lil Brun James of the Gnome Ball fame. Apparently, the professional gnome baller is picking up adventuring as an out-of-season hobby. With the NGL not starting its season until this fall, Lil Brun has found enough time to progress in their adventure far enough to fight Tiztok Jad. While he was able to make it through the 62 waves before reaching him, it seems that Lil Brun failed to pray the correct prayers. For those unaware, Jad has attacks that are powerful as they are telegraphed. If you see Jad raise himself to be on his hind legs, you should pray against the incoming magic attack. Sadly, Lil Brun prayed range, which is what you should pray when Jad slams his feet on the ground. Folks, I don't know what to say here. I would say it was a rookie mistake, but the recently graduated Savix of the WoW Academy recently beat Jad on his first try. Sad as it is, I am sure this won't affect Lil Brun's season this fall. The last gnome baller to spend a season adventuring was Ryko Rorden, who only did so because he was forced to take a season off due to his gambling addiction. Lil Brun James has not made a public statement, so sadly, this segment stops here. That'll wrap up our broadcast this week. If you haven't already, check out the 2 podcast episodes linked in this broadcast description. We would love to know if the podcast is something he should continue. As for guides, he's currently writing an ultimate tree run guide for adventurers of all progression levels. In the meantime, we'll keep our regular broadcast on the air. We'll see you next week. This has been Walter Mithkite for GNN, signing off.